Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to part 2 of What If the NFL Switched to Soccer. Now in part 1, which you'll find down below, along with all the links to my series with Manchester Central, check it out. I'll just run you through the database I created where I've turned the NFL into a soccer league, put my own twist on it, and hopefully it's a lot of fun. Now this episode is going to be a bit quicker. I've basically jumped 5 years into the future. I'm going to have a look how the league develops, see what's happened, see if it's become a great league, got some good players hopefully, and we're also going to have a look at some of the regions I created. We created some wonder kids. I give some of my subscribers the opportunity to be in the database, so I'll have a look at some of the best ones. I'm going to pick up on a few things I might have missed as well. Also, I'll be making the database available down below. I'll also make the save file for 2022 available down below. You should also find all the graphics and everything down below to download. So yeah, I don't know how many are going to watch this, but who cares? Those of you that are here with me now, let's get into it. So we're going to start here with the Cleveland Browns, and mainly because I did say in part 1 I'm going to do a personal save with Cleveland, and each year I might do a video update and show you what I've been doing in that season. I've started it. I didn't expect to get a chance to start it, and I'm about 6 months in and I'm loving it already. They're the bottom team, but I was surprised by some of the players I could sign. We've been able to sign some decent staff as well. I'm doing alright. I won't spoil it for you, but we're doing alright. I'm just using my simple, basic 4-4-2 that I use for Manchester Central. It's been so successful for me. I can't believe, again, this is a different save, different team, different players, different league. And this boring, simple tactic is still doing alright for me. Which is giving me a bit of hope for the future. Now, what we're going to do here though is we're going to look at who's won all the competitions, have a look at the players and so on. But first I just want to talk about some of the things I missed. And the first thing is Green Bay Packers. Now, if you're an NFL fan, you'll know. If you're not an NFL fan, you won't know. But the Green Bay Packers are actually owned by the fans. I think that's amazing. It's one of the reasons I love the Green Bay Packers. I think it's a brilliant thing. And apparently, I don't know if they put something in place in the NFL that this will never be allowed to happen again. So the Green Bay are a one-off. They're a little entity all of the road. And I know this as an NFL fan. So if you were wondering, because I did get asked by a few people, the Green Bay Packers are the only team in this database in the NFL leagues that's owned by the fans. They also will always be owned by the fans. That can never change. They've got a chairman, whoever the leader of the board is who helps run the franchise, the club in real life. I made him the chairman, but he doesn't own the club. The club is owned by the fans. Now, one of the other things I did miss was derbies and rivalries and so on. Now, I also missed the fact that they have nicknames. Now, a lot of these teams did have nicknames, but there's a couple of NFL teams on Wikipedia, and when I searched online, didn't have a nickname. I couldn't find it, so I've either had to think of one or I've used their official nickname that I found on Wikipedia, basically. And when it comes to the fierce rivalries, there's loads of rivalries in the NFL: division rivalries, historic rivalries, local rivalries. And I found a great website that showed every single rivalry of every single team and what kind of rivalry that was. And I've put all them into the game. So obviously these are the Patriots, for example. They've got the Jets, Bills, Dolphins, Broncos, Colts, Ravens. And then when it comes to the derby, they obviously don't really have derbies, do they? So I've made a lot of these derbies up myself. I've given them a name. So obviously the Patriots play in the Northeastern Derby, and that's versus Buffalo. If we have a quick look at the Jets, they play in the Big Apple Derby against the Giants. Now they're obviously in different divisions, so the only chance they're ever going to play in their derby is in the playoffs or in the Cup. But I thought that was quite cool, and again you can see here some of theirs. I'll just show you one more. Chargers, mainly because I made the Lost Angels Derby. Love that. Against the Rams, and again look, you'll see their fierce rivals and so on. Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders. Now I've got all these off a website. If I've missed one and you're an NFL fan, I apologise, but I really wanted to put that detail in. Every club's got a derby and they've all got good rivals as well. So it's 2022 and we're going to have a look first at the National Football Conference and see how it's been going. Now if you look at the top right there anyway, you'll see who's been winning it, which is the Falcons. Obviously won it. You've got the Falcons who won it 2 times after the database started. The 49ers have won it, which I'm pleased with that, because San Francisco is one of the bottom 3 teams at the start of the database. So that's proof that a bottom team in these divisions can improve with the finances, get players in, develop, and become good. So I'm really pleased with that. Cowboys have won one. The LA Rams have won one. We'll have a look at the Rams just because they're the current title holders. We'll click on them. And they've got Luis Enrique as their manager. I don't know if he started as their manager. No, he didn't. He had Walter. Charles O'Connor was a caretaker for a week. They've had Patrick Vieira for 3 years. How did Patrick do? He won a Super Bowl. Wow, and the Champions League. Wow. That's pretty cool. He won the All-Star Trophy as well, America's Cup winner. Where's Patrick Vieira these days? Patrick Vieira is now at the New England Patriots. Wow, Patrick. That's pretty cool. So obviously Luis Enrique's come into this role. He's been around a while now. He starts the game off at the Eagles, then he went to the Saints, then he went to the Titans, and now he's at the Rams. So in 5 years he's been a journeyman and had 4 teams. Wow, this league seems exciting, and I'll be honest, the first 6 months that I've played has been a lot of fun. So there's the winners. Let's just move on to the next division. We'll just keep seeing who's won. We'll see who's won the Super Bowl, who's won the America's Cup, and so on. I can't wait to see some of these players that are developed, and I'm hoping the national team's got good as well. Onto the AFC, the American Football Conference, and obviously the New England Patriots. You'll see there, they were the original winners at the start of the database. The Texans won the first one. Steelers, Titans, and now the Pats have come back the last 2 years. I would have liked to see one of the smaller teams come up. I suppose the Titans were a great team, so to see that's good. I like that. We'll have a look at the New England Patriots. We now know they've got Patrick Vieira as the manager. Where Patrick Vieira? So he started off at the. Oh, he starts the game off. He's not on the database, is he? No, he's at the New York City, Manchester City's New York team, and he's left there. He went to the Ravens for a year. Then he was at the Rams. So basically, I'm assuming maybe the Patriots have stolen Vieira, and then Luis Enrique has gone from the Patriots to the Rams, or so on. They've swapped jobs anyway. That's pretty cool, isn't it? But he turns into a good manager on here, doesn't he? Really, he's not bad. So we move on to the Super Bowl, which is the main tournament of the database, and we've just seen who's won the AFC and who's won the NFC. And it still shows you though that you can win that AFC like the Patriots did, but they didn't get to the Super Bowl, did they? And I love that about this. You're not just going to win the league and that's done. There's so many more elements coming to play with this database that you could just sneak in to them playoffs. Just sneak into that top 4 of the AFC or the NFC and get in and do well. And I love that. I love that. Gives everyone hope, you know. So obviously the Dallas Cowboys won the first ever Super Bowl, beating the 49ers. So they're there again. The 49ers got to the Super Bowl in that first season, and they're one of the worst teams, so they must have gone out there and spent big. Or the manager did well. Let's have a quick look at them. They've got Esteban Cambiaso. That's what, I might have explained this in the last episode, but what I did was with the smaller teams, the weaker teams, so on, with reputation, I gave them young managers that had a bit of promise, like Frank Lampard, Ryan Giggs, and Esteban Cambiaso was one of them. And I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, he's been there now for 5 years, and he's turned into he didn't look like this. I think he's turning into a good manager. If we go on history, look at the managers, and we'll see he's won 2 cups. He's won an America's Cup, so we'll find that out later. But well chuffed with that. Well done, mate. Well done. Falcons won a Super Bowl, beating the Texans. The LA Rams beat the Jags. That's good. Steelers beat the Rams. The Rams got to 2 Super Bowls on a run, so that's some achievement. They must have some team. Obviously, Vieira was probably the manager around that time, because I think he won that one, didn't he? Steelers, obviously, and then the Cowboys have just beaten the Detroit Lions. I like Detroit. And they're like a midway team at the start of the game. They've got Louis Van Gaal as the manager. He wasn't the manager at the start of the game. Christophe Dom, he was the manager. And now Louis Van Gaal's been there for just over 2 years. So yeah, so far 5 years in, looks like the Cowboys are good. The Rams have been to 2, lost 1. Oh man, I can't wait, because I'm only 6 months into my save. But I'm having so much fun with it. So much fun. On to the America's Cup, which is the cup where there's there's all the NFL teams, 32. There's the 22 MLS teams, and then there's 30 lower level American teams chucked in. It's a big tournament. It does look like a lot of fun, and we've had a few, and it looks like the Cowboys have absolutely bossed it. I had to put a winner in the first one just so we could have a Super Cup at the start of the game. I gave it to an MLS team, the Galaxy, but since then it looks like it's been the Cowboys trophy really. Cowboys won one, the Rams won one, 49ers, and then the Cowboys have won the last two. Cowboys look like a great team, don't they? Got Diego Simeone as the manager. Now, I don't know how long they've had him as the manager. Let's have a look. He's been there 2 years, but he's already won 3 cups, a league, won a Super Bowl. Wow. And they did have Pep Guardiola for just short of a year. He got sacked even though he won a cup. He won the Club Cup off the back of Paulo Bento's Super Bowl win. I'm surprised he only lasted a year, Pep Guardiola. He always gets sacked, doesn't he, on this game? It looks like Dallas Cowboys are the team, aren't they? Have they still got Jerry Jones as the boss? Nope, they've been sold on. Jerry, what's happened? New chairman Marco takes over. Jerry Jones leaves. But you know what, Jerry? Did you win your Super Bowl? He did. He won one last Super Bowl. He's old, isn't he, Jerry Jones? He won one last Super Bowl before he left. But they've got a new owner. I mean, I bet there's a lot of new owners because there's a lot of old owners at the start of the game, and that's another element I like, that you could take over a team without knowing, put a year into it, and then a new chairman will come in and they'll be like, yeah. That might have been what happened to Pep, innit? Get out, Juan Diego. Onto the All-Star Trophy, and this is the Super Cup, the Community Shield / Charity Shield. The winner of the Super Bowl plays the winner of the America's Cup. Cowboys are the holders. Rams have won themselves 2. The 49ers got one. And the Patriots have got one. And I'm really pleased with these 49ers, you know. Because I'm pretty sure I put them second lowest reputation. With just the Browns underneath them. So to see them be so successful with a young manager, I'm just really pleased that it shows you can grow within this league. You won't get stuck at the bottom. Now the Champions League, the American Champions League, the Scotia, is it Scotia, I reckon? Scotia Bank CONCACAF Champions League. I did improve its reputation in the database. I wanted it to be up there. I don't think it's as big as a European Champions League, but I want it to be a bit more prestigious, especially now there's going to be some good clubs, the NFL clubs, and there's going to be some better players in it. And it looks like after that first year, once the teams got settled and got some superstar players in, the NFL teams have started to dominate. And you've got Dallas Cowboys winning it in 2019, then the LA Rams have won 2 of them. LA Rams are good on here, aren't they? And the Vikings have sneaked in with 1 somehow, so they've got into it and gone on and won, even though I don't think they've won anything. I don't think they've won a Super Bowl or... I mean, no, they haven't. They won the Champions League. The NFL's the old NFL Championship before the merger in the 60s. So, fair play, that shows you can still win a Champions League. You don't even have to win a Super Bowl and so on. But the LA Rams, I mean, they've done really, really well. What we're going to do now is, I think we should have a look at some of the good players in the division, and then I'm going to have a look at some of my subscriber players. This is a list of players that are based in America. I've arranged it by value. Now, if you see some names that are weird, they'll play my subscribers. I gave him the chance of what the name. I asked for the nickname, the nationalities, their date of birth, the height, the weight, the team they support, the city they were born in, and they all got a chance of having 5 top attributes. The rest are computer picked. They were given a potential ability range of 170 to 200, so some are going to be better than others just by chance. Do you know what I mean? But if you download the full database, you can change whatever you want. You can put yourself in it if you're not already in it. But straight away, look at the most valuable player in the league is Paulo Dybala. This is what I wanted. He plays for the Vikings. Paulo, top on this game. Great player. And to see that he's become an NFL player excites me, because it shows, you know, some of these big players are coming into the league. And a lot of these, I'll be honest, are my subs who've obviously done really well. We've got Harry Kane. Plays for the LA Rams. No wonder the LA Rams win a lot of trophies. I just saw Dele Alli as well. He's left Tottenham. He plays for the LA Rams. Wow. But Tottenham are rich after selling them too. Julian Brandt as well. Got Philip Coutinho. He's at the New England Patriots. It's good, isn't it? Morata. He's at the Rams. So the Rams have got Harry Kane and Morata up top. Not bad. Icardi. Wow, one of my favourite players. He's now 29 years old. He's at the Dallas Cowboys. Another reason why the Dallas Cowboys probably do well. Let's have a quick look for anyone else. Got Malcolm. Anyone else I like? A lot of these lads, I'll be honest with you, there's about 50 players I created, because if you've not seen part 1, you'll know that every team got a regen squad, and the most valuable player is about £500,000. I just wanted the league to have some depth. And I'll be honest with you, when I offered it to my subscribers, I only thought 20 would enter if I was lucky, and we had about 50. So it just adds some depth. There's a lot of players out there. Not all of them are going to be world class, but what we're going to do is we're just going to have a quick look at maybe the top 5. Now, I thought about putting myself on the game. I've not done that for a while on any save really, but then I thought I'm going to be playing this save. I don't want to be in it twice, so I thought, just had a son, he's 10 months old, baby booed, let's stick him in. So I did, and I'm pretty proud of my boy. He's turned into a decent player. Same height as I am. He weighs what I weighed when I was 22. I don't weigh that now. I'm about 16 freaking stone. But I made him American English. He's obviously ended up playing for America. Scored 33 goals in 50 games. He can finish. His first touch is good. His technique I thought would be better by now. I don't know if that's gone backwards. But it looks like he's won quite a few. Done quite well here. Look, with the international team. We're going to have a look at them at the end. If you look at his general, well, his profile, where is it? Information. I put his mother in it. She's an amazing physio. And if you look at his mother's profile, Boo Jr. is a son. You can't have mother. You can't set up mother on the database. So he's just had to have relation. But he's good mates with Dave Wagner. Oh, that pleases me. Dave Wagner and my son, the best mates. Next up, we're going to look at my most valuable subscriber, and that's Fergo, who's a left winger, can cover on the right as well. 22-year-old Englishman, played 39 times for England. If we look at his information, Alex Ferguson is one of my favourite subscribers. He's a good lad. He does comment quite a lot on my videos. I'm pretty sure he's a Scouser. Yeah, he's a Scouser. I don't mind Scousers. Half my family are Everton fans, and he is an Everton fan. They're my favourite kind of Scousers. But he's at the Rams. He's done alright, hasn't he? Fair play to you, Fergo. Next, I want to look at the Flash, and the name The Flash, it's my friend. He's one of my good friends in real life, and he's bloody brilliant, isn't he? He's done alright. I don't think I've put these positions in. So he's definitely developed as a player, and look at how many greens he's got now. I didn't make him that good. That's what it is. I bet if you start again at the beginning, things will be different, because you know the player can get an injury. But yeah, my friend Jamie Cardwell, we call him the Flash because he's really slow. I'm pretty sure I didn't give him any speed, not real speed anyway. But yeah, he's called the Flash, and I'm happy with that. Fair play, mate. Is he playing for England? Yeah, or America? He's Welsh. I forgot. Yeah, he is part Welsh in real life. He's ended up playing for Wales. Next, I want to look at another friend of mine from the community, content creator, Pachichi. His real name's Dave, but I don't think he gives any real information. Oh yeah, he did. He gives his real name. I just call him Irish Dave. Man United fan, top lad. I love him a lot. And yeah, he's done alright for himself. And he's plays for Spain though. I think Pachichi means something in Spanish, something to do with top goal scorer. But he's a top midfielder. Third on the overall value list is a player called Vela, another subscriber of mine, and he looks alright as well. That's the thing with this. There's going to be some really good players for you to buy, hopefully, and develop. And especially at the start, you might be able to poach some of the lower level rep teams if you want to go all out and buy one player. The only trouble is at the beginning is you need a squad. So it's that balance. You buy 2 worldies, or do you buy a squad? And if I'm honest, on my save, I've just bought loads of low-level players. I found some decent ones. I've bought Patrick Bamford from Middlesbrough. And I could look at these all day, but we'll look at one more on the list that's near the top. And it's Alex Mort, another favourite of mine, subscriber-wise. And he's a bloody brilliant winger. You can see why the Vikings won a Super Bowl. They've got him on the right wing, crossing him into Dybala. That's bloody dangerous, isn't it? Alex, who, his real name, Alex Mort. So yeah, not everyone had a nickname. He's a Bolton supporter, good lad. I like that a lot. From Bolton, which isn't too far away from where I live. On to the Ballon d'Or. I wanted to see if my son or anyone had won a Ballon d'Or, and they haven't. So from what the awards have still not happened in 2022, so it still could be possible. But 2021, Mbappe, Ronaldo at 36 is still making the list. Retire. Go away. And here we are with the European Golden Boy. Now I know it's European and we're in the United States, but there's still European players in the NFL, and we've actually had one winner here. But when he won it in the NFL. And the only reason I want to look at this is because it's Fried Badger, another great content creator and friend of mine, who's at Manchester City. He won the Golden Boy in 2018, so what the hell's going on here? Because the funny thing is, this is what I don't get, right? If we go on his information, look what team he supports. Man United. But he's signed for Manchester City. Now he's a good player. Great defensive midfielder. Great central midfielder. I mean, how many greens has he got? Look at them. Bloody hell. He's brilliant. Worth 81 million. Starts off at the Colts. So if you take over the Colts, don't sell him. He's a great player. And he's just spent 4 years at Manchester City. When he finds that out, I'm not even going to lie, he'll need to take a shower. Let's move on to the country, the United States of America. God bless America, the USA. And as you'll know if you watched the first episode, I put Dave Wagner in charge. He was still in charge of Huddersfield, but I put him in charge because I like him of the national team because he didn't have a manager. He's obviously not the manager anymore. They've got Remy Gard, Frenchman. They're 11th in the world. Who's around 11th with them? Austria, Portugal, England are second. Overrated. I'm doing alright. The 6 biggest clubs you'll see are there. The 6 biggest players, apart from Pulisic. 5 of those players are my subscribers, but you've got Christian Pulisic. So I'm assuming all these lads, because I give them dual nationalities, so they could have gone either way. Some of these lads have got like 3 different kinds of nationalities, so they have, luckily the Americans have used them. And I've got to look at the managers. Remy Gard's been here for 3 years and actually won 2 trophies. He's won the CONCACAF Cup winners, well done, the FIFA Confederation Cup winners. Dave Wagner only lasted a year, didn't win anything. Dave just laid the foundation, didn't he? Now I could go through all the awards, and there is a lot of awards I put into the game. We're just going to finish up by looking at who the MVPs of the 2 divisions are. And Paulo Dybala, he's a beast, isn't he? Bella's won 2, the Flash won 1, and City Bone won 1. The Detroit Lions here have got some good players who are winning awards, and they've just lost the Super Bowl. I think that if you carried on this save from 2022, the Detroit Lions are got to be, they're on the brink, aren't they, of doing something with Louis van Gaal, but maybe they could do something better with you. We'll finish off by looking at the MVP, most valuable player of the AFC, and it's Callum McGarry, one of my subscribers. Look who won it last year though. I mean, he's a decent young lad. He's an alright player, plays for the Browns. Most valuable player. He just must have had a cracking season. Fair play, mate. Winning it for the Browns. Good. Coutinho, Pachichi, and look at that nickname. Scratchard. Decent player though. Now he plays for Chelsea. So a lot of players have left the NFL. So that's the end of episode 2, and that's the finish of this NFL. I'm just going to enjoy playing it now, and hopefully you're going to enjoy playing it too. And if it didn't inspire you enough to have a go in the first episode, and you've found this episode maybe inspired to have a go, you should now find the full database down below. So feel free to change things up, put yourself in it, change whatever you want. It's now yours. I will also put this save file from 2022 in it in case you just want to jump straight in to a time when it's bedded in a bit. There's some top players, top managers, take over a team, have a bit of fun that way. I just want you to have fun with it. I make this for fun, so other people can have fun. In a little fantasy world, in a fantasy game, it's not reality. It's just something different than the norm. Any long-term player with Football Manager knows it gets boring, doesn't it, being United? It gets boring doing the same thing year in, year out. I like something different, and hopefully you like something different too. While I'm here, I will say, don't forget to check out my series of Manchester Central if you haven't already. Go and check it out. I've also got another exciting database coming very, very soon. Should be a week after this is released, and that should be a lot of fun, especially if you're British. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Really does mean a lot. Smash that like button, helps me out. If you're new, feel free to subscribe. Go and check out all my other content. There's loads you can get through if you're bored this weekend. I've been booed. You've been great. I'll see you next time.